Hi everyone, Janie here, and I am excited to show you a really cute flip and fold mini album that I came up with, and I also have a tutorial, so keep watching the video to the end. And I made this to inspire you for Crafter's Castle Challenge. And talking about inspiration, if you look below in the description box, just click where it says show more and it will drop down, and there will be links to the rest of the design team's videos because they want to inspire you too. And there will also be a link to Crafter's Castle Challenge so that you can enter your wonderful creations. And this month's sponsor is AMB Illustrations. So there's a link below to that Etsy shop too. Okay, one other important piece of information. Later this month, in 2 weeks from today, so that will be on June 16th, Crafter's Castle is having a YouTube video hop, and you are not going to want to miss out. Keep your eyes open for all of the details because it's going to be exciting, and we have some guest designers, so you're going to see a variety of wonderful creations. Okay, now that I've got all of that said, let's head over to the craft table. This is the 4-inch flip and fold mini album, all completed. And what I used was the floral digital papers and the floral frame clip art pack that I just showed pictures of a minute ago. So those are really beautiful and perfect for this. And I added some flowers and some pearls and some flat back pearls. Let me get in a little bit closer here. And this is one of the clip art images, and I cut that out with a stitched die and added a little bit of chalk to it to kind of make the white not so bright and stark against the other paper. And for attaching the ribbon, you need to do that before you add the back piece of paper, whatever designer paper you're going to be using. And my suggestion is lay it on a ribbon, bring it around, and tie it so that you know the ribbon is the size you want and in the position you want. And then attach it with either double-sided tape or glue, whatever you want, and then add this back piece of paper to kind of hide it. And that's a great way to add your ribbon. So are you ready to see the inside? Okay. Let's take a peek at how this works. It's so beautiful. And I'm not going to get the camera down really close because as I open it up, it's going to take up more space. So we flip this open and I'll bring it up so you can see. I added some lace trim right here and some ribbon. And of course, this is the pocket right here. And then you flip this open. And again, I put the lace trim and some ribbon on this side, and this is the other pocket. And these papers are just absolutely gorgeous. I love the way that they kind of all go together, which is really nice because you can, use different papers from the pack throughout the album and they'll all match. So we're going to open this up, and as you can see, we're getting wider here. Some more lace trim and ribbon. I'm not putting a lot of embellishments on the inside, partly because this paper is so beautiful that there's really no need to. And the other part is you don't want to make it so full that it can't close because you're going to be adding your pictures and things to this. So there was that side, and now we're going to open it up all the way. So we have these flaps that come out, and this was actually all one piece, and then I just cut it down the middle so that it actually matched up when these flaps are closed. And then you open that up and there is the inside. So as you can see, there's lots of pages in here. Let's do this one more time. We're going to close this up and kind of go over it. So there's the front cover, and that was the rest of the front cover. Little pockets to stick things in. You can leave this or, maybe add something with some journaling on it. But here's a great spot for a picture. And here's another great spot for a picture. Open that up, And again, we have these little flaps that you can use either for pictures or put some journaling on there, whatever you want to do. Open it up one more time. 2 more spots for pictures, one on each side. Cute little flaps, again, perfect for journaling or whatever you'd like to do. Open that up, and another place for a picture. So there's a lot of room in this tiny little album, and it just looks so cute with all of these matching papers. Now, wasn't that a quick and easy little mini album with so many flips and folds that will hold so many things? I just love this, and it has so many possibilities. For this 4-inch flip and fold mini album, you're going to need 2 sheets of 8.5-inch by 11-inch cardstock. And what I'm using today is a craft cardstock and 65 pound, but you can use any cardstock you want. You can even use 12 by 12 if you don't have 8.5 by 11, because I'm going to give you the dimensions of what you need to cut it down to. With one sheet, you're going to cut it down to 4 1/4 inches by 8.5, and then you're going to cut another piece at 4 inches by 8.5, and that's going to leave you a leftover piece of 2 3/4 inches by 8.5. Then the other piece of cardstock, you're going to cut 4 inches by 8.5, and another one at 4 inches by 8.5. And you will be left with 3 inches by 8.5, and you're going to cut that in half so that you have 2 pieces that are 3 inches by 4 1/4. Now we're going to set all of these aside. We're going to put the 3 pieces that are each 4 inches by 8.5. We're going to put those together and set them aside. We're going to take our 2 pieces that are 3 inches by 4 1/4 each, and we're going to set that aside, and we're going to put the one aside that is 2 3/4 by 8.5. And we are now going to work with the piece that is 4 1/4 by 8.5. Okay, now we're going to score that. So we have it laying where it's 8.5 inches across the top, and we are going to score this at 1 7/8 and 2 1/8. So 1 7/8 is the line just before the 2, and we're going to score that. And 2 1/8 is the line just after the 2, so we're going to score that there. And to make this easier, we're just going to turn the piece of cardstock around and do the same thing at the other end. So we're going to go 1 7/8, and we're going to score again at 2 1/8. And it does not show up good on the cardstock on camera, so we're just going to go ahead and fold it on those score lines. Let me move this out of the way here. Get the bone folder in here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, folding on the score lines. And again, so we've now folded on all 4 of those score lines, and what you can see is that it creates a little, well, it's the book cover. So that's the beginning. Next, we are going to be using the 3 pieces that are 4 inches by 8.5 inches. And what we're going to do is we're going to score each of them at 2 1/8 inches from each end. So again, I'm just going to turn it, and 2 1/8 is that little line just past the 2. And there we go. We're going to do that to all 3 pieces. Okay, now all 3 pieces that were 4 inches by 8.5 have all been scored at 2 1/8 inches from each end, and we're just going to fold those in just like that. And we're going to do that with all 3 of these. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to line these all up together. So we have like one row.
And we're going to take this middle one, we're going to take the end flaps, and we are going to adhere them to the flaps of the other one so that it will look just like this. Okay, so we're just going to bring those together and adhere those together. And I'm going to be using my Beacons 3-in-1. You can use score tape or whatever works for you. Okay, so now we have one long piece with these little flaps here and these little flaps here. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold the center ones in, then you're going to fold the outer one in and over, this outer one in and over. Okay, and if you need to use your bone folder again to make sure that everything is laying flat, I already put my bone folder away, but that's what we have. And before we go any further though, we're going to turn it over and we're going to put our adhesive on the back. And before I do that, I'll just show you that we're going to open up our cover. Remember, we have a cover that has this little binding side here on each side. What we're going to do is we're going to put the adhesive on the back and we are going to place it in here in the middle. So make sure that it's touching not the first score line, but the second one that's in closer to the middle. Same thing on this side, not this first one, but the second one. And then center it because it doesn't reach the top and bottom. So you want to make sure that it's nice and centered right where you want it. So let me do that right now. Now that we have all that done and that glued in, it's time to work on the cover. And as you can see, they don't meet in the middle. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your two pieces that are 3 inches by 4 1/4, and that's what we're going to use to do our cover. So this time we are actually going to use double-sided tape because we're going to create a pocket. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the tape not here, because that's your side. That's a spine, I guess you would call it, of your little album. But you're going to put your double-sided tape, a 1/4 inch of tape right here and on the two sides, but not up here. No, no, no. Just there, there, and across there. So I'm going to do that on both of these sides. Okay, we'll just do one side at a time. So we'll just peel off a protective piece of the tape here. And there we go. And then we're going to take one of these. So it's going to be 3 inches by 4 1/4. And you're going to line it up right with the edge. Okay, so now we have the cover on. So it flips this way, then it flips out that way. Then that flips out, and this flips out, and then these open up. So let me show you the pocket that was created in the front by the way that we had put this outside piece on the cover. Let me grab a little just plain white tag here. So there you go. There's just a little pocket right there, perfect to stick a tag, a picture, memorabilia. Same thing on this side. Perfect, cute little pocket. And then the fun part comes where you get to decorate it with any papers that you want, with, you know, any embellishments that you want, and it will be ready to put your pictures in.
Thank you all for watching today, and I hope I made that easy enough to follow. And for those of you that are new to my videos and you're wondering, why didn't she show how to decorate it? That is because I like you to use your own imagination and your own creativity, and you could probably do a much better job than I do. So I hope that you have fun making one of these little flip and fold mini albums, or a lot of those little flip and fold mini albums. And also, don't forget, below, you will find links to the rest of the design team's videos, and also be watching for our YouTube video hop coming up on Saturday, June 16th, and it will last a week. So happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.